Time for a trip. Hey, that's me. Brooding, deliberating, but not about where to go or what to see. Though believe me, that's coming. Nope. This cry for help is about what to take. And I'm gonna be here for a while. You see, most normal people can worry about normal things. How many pairs of shoes to take? Can I squeeze 5 outfits out of one shirt? Chicken or pasta? For me, it's Canon or Fuji. And here we go. Canon RAW rules, but the GFX has higher stills resolution, and don't forget the XS20. OpenGate is the truth, right? But the GFX has 16-bit RAW, and C-Log 3 is trash anyway, so maybe Pixelbit ProRes is the move, right? What about the 600? Yeah, it's heavy as fuck, but the compression, the comps, worth it. But the AF doesn't work on the GFX, so it's back to Canon. Fuck it, take everything, be a hunchback. Hire a chiropractor when you get back with that fucking influencer bag that's coming your way, baby. You're actually going with the 600. Bold move. Who are you? I'm you. Just a happier version of you, who isn't paralyzed by indecision. Oh yeah? How'd you pull that off? It really wasn't that hard, man. I didn't overthink, didn't drag this war chest of gear across multiple continents. I shot everything on my phone and didn't worry about, finding the right lens, chasing the light. You know what I did at sunset? I sipped an old-fashioned at a hookah lounge and just savored it. That's not happening. Wouldn't it be so much healthier to just wake up at a normal hour, sleep in, be well rested, instead of fighting your way through the dark just to drag your ass to the same spot that a million other photographers have already shot? Wanting to vaporize all the people around you because you'd rather be alone and have this place to yourself, even though it's an unrealistic expectation. All of that can go away if you just take this and, have breakfast and walk to the museum, have some ice cream, and just savor the moment. Just be present and not worry about shooting. Leave the cameras at home. I promise you're gonna be okay. What are you? Crazy? Oh, come on, man. You need to leave. You don't really mean... Fuji, Canon. Is this gonna be too heavy? Photography is equal parts instinct and obsession. And sometimes it's a coin flip minutes before catching a flight. But the indecision doesn't stop there, because now you're on the ground, jet-lagged, hungry, but spiked with adrenaline and the pressure to make the most out of every penny and second invested on this trip. What do I shoot? Where? When? 2 days in one city, one in another, a sunset here, a blue hour there. It's like you're curating a greatest hits album of ancient civilizations, and somehow you're supposed to pick the one angle of the Parthenon that hasn't already been posted a million times. But who gives a shit? It hasn't been posted by you, right? So do you find an original angle, or trust the time-tested perspectives and hope that your interpretation leaves a dent in the universe? Does it even matter? The last image I sold was a random snapshot taken in Long Beach, so maybe this is all just for an ego drowning in a saturated market. But ain't nobody got time for that therapy right now. Light's fading. So do you climb that hill with your burning quads, or chase that alley with the stray cat, the chipped paint, and the very tasteful mural of hairy testicles on the wall? Every decision eats time. Every shot is an opportunity cost. Light, presence, energy. Not enough currency to sail through the undying lands where the algorithm gods play dice games with your future. You weigh these precious moments like they're old investments and ask, is this going to be a hero image? Or is it going to live and die on my hard drive? And then you slap yourself back to reality because you're still a tourist. You still want the ice cream, the museums, the trinkets, and to crack open a beer over that horizon. And actually, since we're gonna be here a while, might as well come prepared. Cheers. And as a result, you are rewarded with one of the most beautiful moments you've ever shot or witnessed in your life. And it wasn't an epic landscape with a nuclear sunset, an act of God, or the devil dancing on the graves of your mortal enemies, but a bonding moment of life you don't even have the words to describe. Or maybe I'm just trying too hard to extract meaning from cats who've learned how to manipulate humans for food. I don't know. But then that existential crisis of mortality kicks right back in, and you run to catch up with the sun while it's sinking for those perfect directional shadows on the ruins, failing to recognize that you're actually standing in the shadows of where democracy was born, where history was built literally on top of ancient history, Byzantines on top of Romans stacked beneath cafes and souvenir shops, where Socrates was told to shut up and live, let his death do the talking, where they once built amphitheaters to honor Dionysus, and now those ruins serve as props for influencer pilgrimages funded by brand deals and AI captions. Empires once bled for control of these coasts. Now you glide above them in a floating resort with shitty satellite Wi-Fi and nightly trivia. You pass through time zones and timelines, but not on your terms. No, because the ship has an itinerary, and your schedule belongs to it. Sunsets and sunrises come and go while you're still docked, still boarding, still waiting. The best light slipping past your window while you're stuck listening to announcements about bingo in the Sky Lounge. You remind yourself that you're lucky to be here, and the ancient Greeks didn't exactly have a spa deck while they were sailing off to sack Troy. And what do you care anyway? This ain't your first rodeo. Clients pay you to make your own light. You can do it for yourself. You're in Ephesus, getting a VIP look at ancient cribs. Oh look, their toilets are sorta like ours, except they actually talk to each other on them. I suppose it's better than hunching over a screen, starving for dopamine. But the most humbling part of walking through these ruins is realizing that we really haven't changed all that much. Sure, we've traded marble forums for Instagram memes, bronze for fiber, but the thirst to be seen, that hasn't gone anywhere. Their tyrants wore togas, ours wear spray tans. They carve statues to be remembered, we carve reels and captions hoping for the same. Back then, it was glory in battle. Today, it's viral validation and hate following. Same hunger, different tactics. If Cicero had Twitter fingers, Antony would have nailed his phone to the rostra, right next to his hands. Because whether you're a Roman senator, a 10x bro live streaming your cold plunge, or just a tired photographer with existential angst, we all want to be seen, we all want to matter, and we all hope something we've created might just outlive us. Even when you stop to smell the roses, you're too paranoid to sleep. You don't need an alarm. You're up all night anyway, anxious about missing the sunrise, and you're ready to chase that light all the way to Istanbul like it's day 40 of a net 30 invoice. Three empires, two faiths and continents, one ancient street plan, and more name changes than a 2-star ghost kitchen on Yelp. But you come for those layers. Modern and ancient. Every alley is a portal. Every transaction is a bargain, and every dome demands reverence. Hagia Sophia, Constantine's OG flex. It's seen it all. Crusaders, conquerors, earthquakes, fire, and two jovial Hispanic ladies audibly annoyed at the lack of decent margaritas in this town. Honestly, not the most blasphemous thing these 1500-year-old walls have heard. Built when men bargained with God by stacking stones so heavy, it shouldn't stand to hold a dome that has no business floating. Across the plaza stands Sultan Ahmed's elegant viral diss track to the Byzantines. Blue Mosque is pure Ottoman aesthetics without the Christian baggage. As if to say, cool domes bro, but 4 minarets is for peasants. Our 6 write poems in the sky. Also, we have cuter cats. But don't ask me about the bill. That's future Ahmed's problem. And that scaffolding, let Photoshop deal with it in like 1,000 years. If only the founding empires can see it all now. Crypto kiosks. Sacred geometry reduced to 9x16 vertical content. And street vendors peddling knockoff Jordans in 5 languages you don't speak, including Turkish, because they flatter you by saying, you look like you're from here. Gold is still divine. Drip for the faithful, currency for the remorseful. Though, you gotta wonder, what's the going exchange rate here? How many carats per ounce of, I know I done fucked up? Oh look, somewhere in between you actually find the time to be a tourist. And it feels like New York's chaos with ancient history, clean streets, and cats with better manners than the influencers bogarting sacred sites with endless fit checks. You took this trip to capture something timeless. But you leave with a deeper reckoning, to deconstruct those quixotic urges that try to turn vacations into ego trophies. There will always be someone who shot it better, differently, or caught a once-in-a-lifetime moment by sheer luck. Someone whose post goes viral, or some lucky son of a bitch who caught a 1,000,000 in a million shot, cranked up the saturation, and sold a $1 million print. But you'll keep chasing. You know it, and I know it. Because guys like us, we're not well. And art doesn't make itself. The gods are gone. They wrecked Prometheus for giving us that fire before they dipped. And now, someone's gotta keep it burning. Fuck yeah. Alright, so tell me, was it worth it? Worth it. Alright. But what about the 600? You gonna do that again? No. We'll see. Alright. Fair enough.